Hey guys, what's going on again? This is Zeno here, and today we're going to actually show off the Saboteur. The Brutus Lead Sprinkler Saboteur. That's right, we got Enfeeble, Blind, and all sorts of Smoke Mine. Look at that. Smoke Mine, no Quicksilver. So far, the theory is headed pretty good. This is with the Quicksilver. Pretty happy about it. He's fast. The mana is my biggest problem with the build. Mana. But I'm doing pretty decent. Like, I have a hybrid flask. We should... I don't know how far this will go into maps. Like, considering I'm a Cyclone Smoke Mine Saboteur. I'm level 78, almost 1,000 strength, as always. If you are unaware, every single character I wear this league, or every single character this league will be wearing the Brutus Lead Sprinkler. I'm making all 19 Ascendancies with it. And I'll do a couple intermission builds here and there, but mostly it's 19 Ascendancies all wearing this weapon. The Saboteur was just like, how the hell do we make it happen? So I went down Blind, Pyromaniac, and Explosives Expert. We're using this for the immune to Ignite and Shock, but we still get Life Regen for dropping our Smoke Mines here. And I also have a Helmet enchant that gives me the 30% increased movement speed. A couple of YouTube comments said it was impossible to do. This is a budget helmet, like pretty budget helmet. You just buy the base, slap on strength, life, my pretty decent roll. I have the Effigon full-fledged, ready to go. Hits can't be evaded if they're blinded, and 10 Fire Pen. And the Effigon, in my opinion, is the child of Lycosidae and Xoph's blood. Those two had some Kappa Kipo, and the Effigon was born. So instead of wearing that Lycosidae, I have a Crusader Buckler with more movement speed, a bunch of life, res, and strength. I could get a better shield than this, but this is a nice, solid leveling shield. Standard stuff, I have Tombfist, Strength Ring with Wed, 23 life, nothing too impressive. 23 Strength High Life Ring with a little bit of fire damage. We already saw that. Smoke Mine, this is a Humble, Wed, decent Strength, Heavy Belt, Alberon's Warpath, and again, Tombfist. So, same old, same old. Let's put some flasks recharged. Running a low Wise Oak, I need to make it 15%. Remove Curse, Warding Quartz Flask, an Adrenaline Quicksilver Flask. I could make a better one of these. I'm running a hybrid, and this needs to be removed for ease. Just haven't crafted it yet. I'm currently in tier 4 and 5 maps, and let's just see how I'm doing. Yes, I am more than aware that this is a white tier map. Please understand this is hardcore, and at level 78, running a tier 4 map is what you should probably be doing. I plan on releasing some updated guides on this character whenever that time comes, but right now I wanted to show where he's at, that the theory we theory crafted together was not a bust, and it actually functions, or this character functions pretty well. Alright, so I do have Valgrace. I'm running Crab Barrier. Let me shrink my map. You hold minus sign on the numpad. That's how you do that. Oh, I need canines. Come here, you. Oh, whoops, wrong hotkey. And good. Pop that. Let's go. Alright, so it looks like we have Elder in here, which is good because I haven't seen his face in a while. Hopefully he reset because he was sitting in tier 15 maps. Alright, here, let's see how it does against an Essence Mob. No props. Ooh, it might. I'll gladly have that. And then we have this as well. I'll go over the theory of this build entirely, but basically we're using Blind to the biggest advantage. It lowers our enemy's chance to hit. It... gives me Fire Pen. It makes it so I can't miss. It makes any monster that is blinded, I take 10% reduced or less damage from. So that is just a stat that all damage received from a monster that is blinded is multiplied by 0.9. That's great. Okay. Smoke Mine gives me 60% movement speed and it blinds, so that's great. I have a blind aura around me. If you missed the theory craft on this character, my previous YouTube video, all I ask is you just go through my previous videos and take a look at it. I made a full theory craft guide. This is my function guide, like, hey, look, it's actually happening. It's working. I spent the past 2 days working on this character, and I'm having a blast playing it. I never thought Cyclone and Saboteur in the same sentence would be a dream. A meme gone full dream. And it's not really too memey. It's, hell, this character is killing null portals faster than some of my other characters. When monsters are blinded, they do take a little bit increased damage. And, hey, it's not too bad. You get 10 Fire Pen, Area of Effect, as well as area damage for being the Saboteur. So that node helps out this build entirely. And then after detonating a bunch of smoke mines, I get a regen for 4 seconds. And last but not least, my Uber Lab will be mine laying speed, and I can have 2 additional mines down at a time. Of course, I plan on getting that Shaper helmet with the remote mine node, but yeah, that's a long ways away. The Shaper helmet will allow me to place 1 additional mine at a time. We don't want to eat that. I love these portals. I always feel like they drop so much money even though they've been nerfed. I have never had a problem fighting those portals. I don't even care if they're tanky or have a bunch of HP. Portals always pay out. It's like guaranteed to get maps. So, biggest hiccup with this build, you're seeing it right now, it is actually the mana sustain. So long as I time my flask properly, I could do it, and usually against bosses quite well too. But I do have a decent amount of mana regen. It's just when you use the cursor on this skill, it has to be at that, like that semi range. If you have it too close, you're just going to spend all of your mana. If you go, so you're constantly having to try and maneuver appropriately so you don't spend all of your mana. Also, the very first hit of Cyclone has been greatly reduced. Getting my flash charges. It's 50% less damage now, feels bad. So if you do have your cursor really close, it's like you're just wasting all of that mana to deal less damage. Not bad. So, that is a tier 4 Gorge map at level 78 as a Cyclone Blindator Saboteur. I'm using Enfeeble paired with Blind and Crab Barrier at the moment, or Crab Aspect. You can get this from crafting Suffix using the Beastcraft. I made this 6-link myself. I had Life, Dodge, Regal the Strength, put on Aspect of the Crab, and then Master Metacraft the mana, which can be weapon elemental damage, but I need the mana right now. Let's talk about this character. So if you missed my Theorycraft session, I will go over quickly the ascendancies I've chosen and why I plan on, and what I plan to choose for my Uber Lab and how things work and function. So the Saboteur, whether you're going traps or mines, I think the strongest node is Born in Shadows. Oh, we're about to get trolled here, so might as well just embrace our troll. So Born in Shadows makes it so you can't be blinded, but if your hits can't be evaded, it's irrelevant. 10% reduced damage taken from blinded enemies. All damage taken is now multiplied by 0.9. I cannot describe how strong that is, considering nearby enemies are blinded. So it provides a aura around you, which I'm not sure if it scales with AoE or not. My experience with this class is this. This is my first Saboteur ever. So nearby enemies blinded, and when they are blinded, you take reduced damage from them. 10% is quite a bit from all 5 damage sources, from bleed, from poison, from any of that shit. Reduced damage taken as long as they're blinded. Also, there is no such thing as blind immunity, at least to the best of my knowledge, against monsters, unless otherwise noted. So, Avoid Blind, the map mod, does not apply to this because nearby enemies are blinded. So that's good stuff. So unless they're immune, they're blinded. You can also get blind on hit with this, which allows it so when you're cycloning through, you can blind them. So that way if you're fighting like a spellcaster or a ranged monster, they are still blinded and deal 10% less damage. Or you receive 10% less damage from them, whatever, same thing. Or at least it feels like it's the same thing. So the blind on hit's actually pretty strong. And if enemies are blinded, you get 30% increased damage. So 30 wed, hey, not bad. I want to take a second here to talk about all the minor nodes and how they actually work for this build. Because Brutus's Lead Sprinkler is stacking strength, and for 10 strength to get 4 to 7 fire damage, like 96% of my damage late game will be fire. Because you just get so much strength, you just keep getting flat fire while your physical maintains the same. Unless, of course, you're converting it, but there's so little physical, you know, it's not that you ignore it, it's you don't care about it nearly as much as the flat strength. So all this flat fire damage is elemental, and all of the hybrid damage, or all these little nodes, instead of having trap and mind damage, they have elemental damage, which does not even make sense for the Saboteur. You can be a poison Saboteur. You can use Bear Trap. Bear Trap. The Trapper class doesn't even get damage for Bear Trap. But if you're wearing a Brutus's Lead Sprinkler, a melee weapon, you get elemental damage. I don't understand GGG, but I will totally use it to my advantage. So this node you get elemental resistance, 8% movement speed, which is paired up with this guy. My 60% movement speed from Smoke Mine, my 9% movement speed here on my shield. Sadly, only 20% movement speed on my boots, but who gives a damn at this point? And then this one here will be Mine Laying speed, but that is still 40% elemental damage. Like, okay. This node works well for Cyclone 2 Area of Effect. So we have a wider Cyclone radius. We get damage, cool. 10 pen and reduced damage taken from traps and mine, which does include Uber Lab. So this guy, through all technicalities, can run Uber Lab fairly well. Because with all this movement speed from Smoke Mine, my shield, if you just swap out your boots to like a 35% movement speed strength boots, you'll be good to go. Just make them a pure Uber Labber. You may very well be able to farm Emperor's Mastery. You might have to get like super high single target, but I do run Culling Strike in here because I can't think of a 6th support other than Chance to Ignite or Hypothermia using Arctic Armor. Attack damage full life is pretty dumpy, and I'm not crit. So currently my links are Cyclone, Ele Focus, Elemental Attack Damage, also known as Wed, Fire Pen, Faster Attacks. So my last link, you can use Ink AoE or Conk, but they both blow, so you can't use them. Like, we're at the point in this game where getting more AoE is... I'd rather not get a gem to do that. And then Conk is, all the AoE you've gotten is now wrecked, so... And then crit chance, not going to happen. We're going hits can't be evaded. Elemental Overload. So crit strike gem is kind of poopy. Chance to Ignite does give a little bit of fire damage, up to 30%. Hypothermia will give us 40% more damage if they are chilled. That requires Arctic Armor, because when you're moving with Cyclone, you're putting chilled ground down, and now Hypothermia takes effect. And Culling Strike is always 11% more damage, with a little bit of increased damage, so hey, it's not bad. So let's see, what else we got going on? Pyromaniac. So Pyromaniac will give me, it's 100% of the time immune to Ignite and Shock, which is huge because screw Shock. That's defensive in nature. Reduced damage taken from mines and reduced mana cost of mines is kind of huge when I can drop 7 of these at a time. Pop it, and it's a decent amount of life regen. Actually, let me hop back. If I drop all of my mines, let's see, I go from 316 life regen to 710, so double my life regen. So when like when you're waiting for a boss or they're in invulnerability times, you can just stack up that life regen. It only lasts 4 seconds, but it's not useless, and it does instantly blind the room. So if you want to prep like so, you're guaranteed to blind things. You get a bunch of regen, and you're kind of safe in here, as you saw from all the things that blind does. And then last, we will get more mine laying speed and 2 additional mines, so that'll be 2% increased regen. And if I detonate mines recently, I also get increased global damage, so it's not useless. It was tough for me to figure out how to make the Brutus's Lead Sprinkler Saboteur, but the 4 Ascendancy nodes actually can work with Smoke Mine and the Effigon. So the Effigon is the faded Ignomon. And this guy here gives us about 30 strength worth of flat fire damage compared to the BLS, Brutus's Lead Sprinkler, before any strength multiplier. So it's probably like 24 strength in hindsight from that flat fire damage. The accuracy is kind of useless, but the bread and butter stats here are the hits can't be evaded against blinded enemies, and damage penetrates 10% fire pen against blinded enemies. Because I have that blind aura right here, smoke mine and blind on hit, I hit 100% of the time. So if you were to input this character into Path of Building or any of those websites, my DPS is displaying as if I were 74% chance to hit, but we know if the monster is blinded, I can't miss. So when you are playing this build, please remember that your tooltip damage will always be low as hell because it is calculating your accuracy at 74%, 70%, whatever it is. But you know for certain your hits cannot be evaded. And of course you get 10 fire pen. So something to think about. I don't use any of those offline skill tree calculators, but I do recommend remembering that. It's kind of important. The Effigon it's everything, man. Is it OP? No, it doesn't have strength percent, doesn't have life percent like Xoph's Blood. Xoph's Blood may very well be better, but getting hits can't be evaded on an amulet and 10 fire pen still, I think is worth the slot. I really do, especially considering blind is huge. Blind is monsters have a 50% less chance to hit you, reduced chance to hit, so that's crazy. You run Enfeeble Aura, that also reduces their chance to hit you, their crit strike chance, their crit multi, as well as the damage they finally may deal to you. The grand scheme of things, I have crafted 8 Effigons now, and I bought one. Where are they? They're my 4 Chaos bin. I have pretty much the market on them. You can get them for about 3 Chaos if you're lucky in Hardcore. Softcore, they're probably like nothing. And honestly, you just slam them. I've slammed every single one of them. I've gotten 1 implicit change, which was Purity of Fire, and the rest did nothing, and then I had 2 turn yellow. And then this guy, nothing happened to as well, so feels bad, man. The prophecy is from killing the Haunted Mansion boss before she becomes corrupted. And then the prophecy name is called Blind Faith. You take the Ignomon, have it in your inventory, pick up Blind Faith, the prophecy, and go to Haunted Mansion and defeat the boss. What the heck's a boss? B-O-T-H? No, that's both. So what's boss? B-A-U-T-H, the boss? Well, anyways, when you go and beat her with the Ignomon in your inventory and Blind Faith, you end up getting the Effigon. So you do need to at least clear tier 5 maps, and or you could just purchase it. I'm sure it's quite common in softcore. I think this thing will eventually catch on to how strong it is, because blind on hit does exist. And Saboteur could be used with this. But it's very specific to fire resistance, fire pen, and blind. So the only thing I could think of, coincidentally, was my Brutus Lead Sprinkler. Hey, when in Rome, it finally works. If you have any questions at all about this build, you can look at my Path of Exile profile, which is listed down below. And also you can tune into my live stream. If you toss me a follow, enable push notifications to be on twitch.tv/XenoSideGenius. It'll notify you when I come online, and I can answer all of your Path of Exile related questions. So I appreciate it if you guys want to stop by. My stream is me playing these builds. We talk a little bit about philosophy, and we do a lot of music. So on YouTube, with all the copyright stuff going on, I turn my stream into a club every Friday. We listen to some music, and we always theory craft builds. With that said, I will be theory crafting probably 2 more of the Brutus Lead Sprinkler Ascendancy challenge later on in this weekend coming up. Also, I have 2 other challenges going on throughout the league. These are more Discord related and PoE community related. I want to talk about these really quick, and I will be making a YouTube video on them in the future. So this is just a quick hype. If you go down below, you can see I have a Discord channel. Let's see. Within that Discord channel, we have a Path of Exile session that's pretty popular. For instance, right here, this guy's looking for some PoE help, and hey man, we're doing that. Right here, the one I'm doing right now is called the Talisman Challenge. This lasts until May 4th, and I figured I'd give you guys the shout out to this. It doesn't really apply to YouTube, but it applies to Twitch and Discord users. I'm giving out free subscriptions to my Twitch channel. I'm giving out 10 of them. 9 $5 subs and 1 $10 sub, which gives you access to all of my emotes anywhere on Twitch or Discord servers that allow it course, mine does, as well as most Discord servers. With that said, the best talismans tier 1, 2, and 3 crafted from either hardcore, softcore, or solo self-found hardcore, softcore, I combined into one league, as it's stated here. So that's 9 subs. For hardcore, I'll give out 1 sub for each tier 1 and 2 and 3. That is voted on to be best according to the Discord. So if you look here, we have a bunch of people who've crafted Bestiary Talismans, and they're just submitting, you know, as well as myself, I've crafted a few. People are just adding their submissions. Just say what league you made it in and provide proof. For instance, this guy here, what's his name? PoE, the he made the Warden's brand. That guy's all right. But he, you know, it says Bestiary League Softcore. This is what he's crafted. And at the end of the, like, March 4th is when I'm going to be giving out the subs. So the league, this challenge stays on till March 4th. It's, instead of like hating on Bestiary, I've taken the approach of find the fun things about Bestiary and just do those. Whining about things will not get anything done, you know? I'm also giving out the tier 2 sub, or the $10 sub will be to the overall best talisman that the Discord server votes on. It doesn't have to be the effectively like the strongest amulet, but without a doubt, you know, the votes have been casted. People like that talisman the most. So there'll be like a grand prize winner. So that will be the Talisman Challenge. And in the future, I will be making a YouTube video on this guy as well. This is called the Kingmaker Challenge. This will begin May 4th. So the Talisman Challenge ends May 4th. The Kingmaker Challenge begins May 4th. And of course, during the league, I will be doing my BLS Challenge for all 19 Ascendancies. So the Kingmaker Challenge is 6 people wearing the Kingmaker with 6 Animate Guardians wearing the Kingmaker. And if you are unaware what that sucker is, I mean, isn't it beautiful? The Kingmaker is nearby allies have 30% increased item rarity, and this is a stackable buff. This is not an ore, this is a stackable AoE buff. So if you have 12 Kingmakers in a group, 6 Animate Guardians, 6 people, that's 360 item rarity. I've come up with a sign-up sheet based on your time zone, your skill set, what you can do, but generally speaking, this will be a softcore related challenge where the objective is for 6 people to make as much income as they possibly can in whatever time frame they want. That's for you and your team to decide. I have a team of 6 people, and I'll explain right now what my 6 people consists of. We have 2 carries, a Deadeye and a Slayer. We have 2 hybrid carries, a Champion and a Necromancer, because they can also support. And then we have 2 supports, an Occultist and a Guardian. The support's sole objective is to keep the Animate Guardians alive. The carry's sole objective is to carry and get as many culls as they can and as much clear speed as they can while maintaining the highest rarity and quantity. And then there's also going to be an economic game to this challenge where each person will be responsible for looting a certain thing. Somebody will be responsible for looting rings, someone will be responsible for looting amulets, belts, one-handed weapons. Everyone's responsible for looting uniques. And to get as many as these rare jewelry as you can. We'll also come up with some titles such as Master of Coin, the person who manages the money, who will also have an assistant. So the assistant Master of Coin, or maybe we'll just have the co-Master of Coin, whatever. The Navigator, the person that determines the maps and where they're going to go. A merchant, someone who's in charge of just selling and selling and selling. So that person will probably work with the Master of Coin, you know? And it's to promote a PoE community where there's 6 people, all with an economic purpose and an in-game activity purpose. You get to know people. If you're looking for something to do come May 4th, that is Friday, and also Star Wars Day. It'll be a weekend-long and a minimum event, and I'm really looking forward to this. This is something I've been wanting to do for a while. I actually theory crafted this with Ziz at TwitchCon. True story. So, hey, I'm going to be doing it. It'll be here in Discord. And if you have any other questions, you can always come on by Twitch, Discord. And as for now, my Uber Lab, I mentioned it briefly. We're going to be picking a bomb specialist. It's just a little bit more the same, but hey, mine laying speed's okay, because that means I could drop them quicker. That means I could get my regen up quicker. And as much as I want to say this character is a meme, he's been proven to be pretty damn good. I have 5.6k health, and I don't even have it super endgame gear. I have a bunch of life nodes to pick here, here. I got some more to get here, and of course we have the duelist life wheel as always. So this character should easily be able to hit 8k health with a bunch of blind and feeble. And if I ever land +1 curse on the Effigon, I'm going to buy a Tombfist with temporal chains on hit. So we'll have temp chains on hit. We'll have Enfeeble Aura, Blind Aura, and essentially I would like to drop the Crab Aura, aspect of the Crab for aspect of the Spider to slow them down further. And then if you can afford it, a proper Tombfist with 2 sockets to also get the Maim, to just keep these monsters at a crawl from temp chains on hit, Spider, and Maim from Tombfist as you are blinding them and having Enfeeble on them. It's just they don't move, and then when they finally do something, they miss. We'll see. We'll see. I'm looking to make another level 90 in hardcore this league, and this might be the guy because I love when beam builds work. I'm having a blast with them. Anyways, I hope you guys are enjoying my Brutus Lead Sprinkler challenge, where I am currently at 9 of the 19 Ascendancies. I haven't released a guide on all of them yet. I'm going to be releasing the theory guide most likely on the Double Strike Slayer soon. Yes, that's right, Double Strike. I need to play some abilities I haven't yet. And I know Double Strike can work if you have Impact. I played that skill back in Talisman before Ancestral Call, and I still made it work. We'll see how it functions with the Slayer. Probably the only class that can efficiently pull it off. And we should be coming up to either Inquisitor or Guardian soon, depending on what Twitch votes for. Witch is the Necromancer. She's already going into the 50s. Let's see. Ranger is Pathfinder or Raider, so we'll have a vote on that. Marauder is going to be Chieftain or Berserker. If we go Berserker, I'm going to go probably dual-wield BLS and just go full-out damage. If I go Chieftain, I'm probably going to go Infernal Blow and just as much strength as I could probably get my hands on. And a quick little update to the True Avatar Fire, my Ascendant level 92. I have dropped down to 1600 strength from 1800 strength, but I've replaced 2 pieces of gear. I took off Meginord's Vise, which was 100 flat strength, so actually 150 strength with all of my multipliers, and I got a 2-socket Tombfist. I have one pretty damn good jewel that I crafted in here, as well as another decent jewel, but no strength. So we'll have to get a proper strength jewels in here and exalt this and hope for the best. And I also am wearing Lycos today, so I dropped the strength from my shield and my Meginord's Vise to make room for 2-socket Tombfist and Lyco, which is now giving me Elemental Overload and Intimidate with Maim. I mean, it's pretty strong. This character is nearing the end of her gear completion, like her major gear completion. I maybe need to exalt this or buy a new one. I did buy a helmet that I'm going to be working on for her with chain additional 6 times, so I have a lot of crafting on the horizon. I have a lot of gear and builds to talk. Trickster's on the horizon. This is for Necromancer. The Saboteur, awesome. Thanks for tuning in, guys. I think that's all I got to say. Sorry that this... Actually, I'm not sorry. I went a little bit on with my Discord because most of you guys on YouTube don't know I'm running these challenges. Only Twitch and Discord do, and Discord's usually found out from Twitch anyway. So if you're looking for a place to come hang out, it's the Oscar Lounge Discord, which you can find down below, and also come by the Twitch. Come partake in these challenges, get some free subs, have a good time. That's all I have to say. I'll see you guys next time. I'm out.